You traded our freedom and our rights for a false sense of security. This is not okay. So, many of you might be wondering if I am so for the Second Amendment and so for arming the disabled and for arming the homeless. Why am I against somebody who is potentially dangerous possessing one? I don't mean potentially dangerous as in this person would be always potentially dangerous, but there are certain times when somebody's frame of mind is probably not a good idea to have a firearm around them, let alone have ammunition that can go through body armor. It's probably not smart. So, obviously, if the thing can fire 223 and it can also fire 5.56 NATO, and it's got 5.56 NATO in magazines, and it's got a wild barrel on it, WYLDE, it can fire both. They're not all that much different. It's unsafe to fire a 5.56 in a rifle that's made for 223, but it's not it's not as dangerous to do it the other way around. The reason for this is because although they have approximately the same size round and all that, one of them has a much bigger charge. That's the amount of powder that's in it that makes it blow off. And don't get me wrong, I don't think that anybody should have to register a firearm. I don't think anybody should have to have permission to have a firearm. The thing that I'm against is the fact that this particular individual would not be using the firearm for its intended purpose under the Second Amendment. When I say the homeless need to be armed and the disabled need to be armed, the reason for that is because we are the most victimized groups in the country. We're the most marginalized, we're the most ignored, and we're the ones who have the most hate crimes committed against us, bar absolutely none. We're number one. It's a fucking terrible thing to go, yeah, we're number one at being murdered by police. We're number one. We're number one at having hate crimes committed against us. Are you fucking nuts? For the purposes of protecting our lives, when police officers can murder us with impunity, when 6 officers can pull over a schizophrenic homeless man and beat him literally to death in California. And according to the people in California, when they were interviewed on the news, these government officials who are supposed to make sure the right thing is done, according to this lady who is supposed to be in charge of making sure all this stuff is fucking taken care of, claimed that there was 24 fucking officers who are working on this to investigate this, and they let the murderers of Thomas Kelly walk. They beat him to death for being schizophrenic. You gonna tell me that having officers claim that I'm schizophrenic is not a scary fucking proposition, especially when they're telling hospitals that I'm schizophrenic in an attempt to try to have me pegged and fucking diagnosed as schizophrenic, or at least the illusion of a diagnosis? Do you think that's That's something that I'm not going to look at and go, that looks fucking sketch to me, motherfuckers. Of course, without somebody there to verify it, that's the thing, is that I needed people to look at the fucking evidence. But no, they want their false sense of security. You want to believe that if you look the other way and don't say shit, that ain't nothing going to happen to you. Well, that's just not going to work. What you fucking idiots didn't want to pay any attention to is that it's not just my family that people were wanting to threaten. Not just my family that people were wanting to fucking intimidate and harass. I mean, as far as my family goes, they didn't give two shits about me, except for my little sister. And when she come out of the woodwork quasi-publicly, I mean, you get to see immediately fucking retaliation by law enforcement and retaliation by somebody from Colorado. This is not fucking okay. Well, my predators try to get they try to pretend I'm trying to get as close to them as possible, and I keep trying to get as far away as I can. Out of all of these people who were killed, out of all of them, the one that I was closest to when she was killed was Natalie Bollinger. She was only like 5 city blocks away from me. It's only like a 2.5 hour fucking walk. Or 2 hours and 13 minutes. I actually looked it up earlier. It's a 2 hour and 13 minute walk from where Miss Peach's place was to where Miss Natalie was shot in the head. McIntosh Dairy. It's right down 120th. I mean, seriously, it's a straight fucking shot almost to Natalie's body. So, yeah, looking that stuff up and realizing that, yeah, it's a very real situation that these people didn't want to look at, just like the situation with Natalie. I was worried that if I didn't stay away from Rihanna, with a protection order there, and she didn't actually want that, they did. I was afraid that if I went to see Rihanna and anything fucking happened to her, people would accuse me of fucking killing her. It's a good thing that even though she was inviting me to go to fucking Wyoming, I didn't go. It's a good thing that rather than go and live with her boyfriend in Wyoming where it was unsafe for me to go anyway, it's a good thing I didn't go, because if I had, somebody would have fucking accused me of killing Rihanna Ingersoll when she died. And of course, if I was staying with her, they probably would have just assumed that I had killed her and all sorts of other fucking creepy ass shit. Anytime they don't need to have a protection order, by the way. A protection order is not required for me to want to get as completely fucking far away from you as possible. You don't need a protection order for that. The moment you start pretending like I might hurt you, I want to get as far away from you as humanly fucking possible. As soon as people start pretending that shit, they start doing mean shit. There's a fucking intent and purpose to it, and that is your fucking sign to go the fuck away. People say that I don't get social cues, but you know what? Social cues like that, that's fucking pretty obvious. Someone starts fucking bullshitting in that direction, you want to make sure that you're not downwind, because that bullshit is going to get overpowering quick, fast, and in a fucking hurry. Just cut your losses and get the fuck out of there. When that doesn't work, when you cut your losses and that shit follows you, then you got a major fucking issue. Then you have a severe problem. And all of my friends or quote unquote friends wanted to try to create for themselves a false sense of security by believing, oh, well, if I just don't say anything, it didn't happen and it'll all blow away. Well, that's not the way that it fucking works. If you don't try to take part in this system and work together as hard as the villains, you will always lose. They will always win. And I will always blame you for doing nothing. The predators don't get away from lack of effort on my part. They don't get away due to lack of evidence on my part. They get away because you don't fucking care to listen to people who are considered lesser human beings. And you think, and mind you, I am talking slow for your benefit. You believe because I am autistic, therefore I must be delusional and schizophrenic. I'm talking slowly to you because that takes a special kind of stupid. Also, my phone's almost dead. I got more shit tonight. There is no way in fucking hell that I'm gonna get all of this stuff done in one night. It seems like I get twice as much work for the next day, every day that I have to wait on my paycheck to get here on the 1st. I won't be able to work on any of that or get any of this stuff dug out for people so they can eat their own fucking words. I won't be able to do that until the 1st. Until then, I can't park at the park and ride. I can't I can't park, over by the library. Now I don't have the gas potentially to even get there, but it's also pay to park, and I haven't found any free parking in the area, and I can't fucking carry my electronic gizmos in there if I have to park my car far away. I got back injuries and knee injuries, and although I make the effort to carry that, it kills me. So I'm gonna try to turn on my car for a few, and I'm gonna try to charge up my phone a little bit, and I'm going to hope that Megan Missigatis has at least a little bit of a change of heart and actually calls law enforcement, or hopefully the FBI or the ATF, because that's who she needs to call. I don't care about your temporary fucking false sense of goddamn security. It is very false, and it is very temporary. The security itself doesn't exist. It's just your temporary belief that it does that keeps you from completely fucking flipping out. Part of that belief is based on your credit cards. See, according to you, you still got your roof over your head, so you're working harder than everyone else. But really, you're not. You got 5 credit cards all overdrawn, but they're all paying off each other's debts, so you get the minimum payment paid, and you, without all those cards, you'd have been homeless 8 months ago. You're fine with your rights being violated as long as it's someone else that it's happening to. You care the moment that it happens to you. But all the other people that happened to, well, you watched them do it. You watched their victims get taken away. And then when you're victimized, none of them are there to stick up for you. None of them want to fucking stick up for you because you're a fucking watcher. Stop watching from the fucking sidelines, you fucking coward.